Hello friends. Sonia here, how are you today? I hope you will be fine. Did you know 10 recent, crazy claims from apparent time travelers? It is probably accurate to state that most people, even the most conservative and level-headed of us, wish deep down that time travel was a real possibility. The ability to see the past or the future close up, or, leaving aside all the paradoxes for a moment, to go back in time and right a wrong or issue a warning to a loved one or even oneself, surely would appeal to all. With that in mind, the following 10 examples are unlikely to give a boost to those hopes that such a journey might one day be possible and shouldn't so much be taken with a pinch of salt but with several large helpings of it. Regardless, the following 10 people recently felt the need to tell the world of their arrival from the near or distant future. Here's what they had to say. Incidentally, they almost always talk to the same media outlet, Apex TV, which is surely a coincidence, of course. 10 Edward brings picture of LA from the year 5000. One of the most intriguing stories of time travel was told in February 2018 by Edward, who claimed to possess a photograph of Los Angeles, submerged underwater to boot, from the year 5000. 1. He also brought with him a rather detailed story. He claimed to have become involved with a top-secret shadow government experiment in 2004, in which he would travel to the year 5000. He was originally working as a technical support engineer when he was approached to work with this secret organization concerning a sphere of technical inventions. Edward would also assert that the very best minds in science and technical development are usually snapped up early by this shadow government, with the rise of celebrity scientists being part of a distraction technique for the public. According to Edward, due to the melting of the polar ice caps, humanity survives by floating on the waters in cities on huge wooden platforms. Although he wouldn't disclose any further intricacies of his work, he stated that the secret projects continue with the amount of money changing hands, at times, equaling some countries' annual budgets. 9. John travels from 4000 due to concerns about AI. A similar claim would come from John, although he was from the future, the year 4000, and was the co-founder of a leading car company from his time, known as Zookar. 2. He had, according to his claims, spent the last 6 years living in the past, that is our present, due to concerns with the rise of AI and the consequences for humanity. John would also offer up a photograph of the world thousands of years from now. It appears to show an automated car processing plant from the future, with spider-like machines in the process of mass-producing a futuristic-looking vehicle, said by John to be a DR-18, a car that is, or will be, impossible to have an accident in. John stated that artificial intelligence performs most of the work in the future. It's not only the laborious jobs, either. Much of the intelligent work is also carried out by robots, with little human intervention. One thing that is a little bizarre to some was the claim that no birds exist in the year 4000. They were all destroyed intentionally so as to prevent damage to flying cars. Furthermore, pets that we take for granted today, such as dogs and cats, are almost extinct. The few remaining ones can only be viewed in zoos. 8. Clara from 3780. Time travel is used today. In January 2018, Clara told of serving in a secret part of the United States military and, in turn, being part of a top-secret experiment in 2000. 3. She would claim to have been sent to the year 3780. Her mission was to bring back a piece of technology that was to be used for unknown, secret purposes. In an attempt to explain the basic principle of time travel, Clara would state, imagine time is a measurement such as height, length, or depth. Let's say you are swimming in the sea at a depth of 2 meters. You can easily go deeper. This is the same thing that you can do with time if you have the appropriate equipment and knowledge. Got that? No? Me, neither. And it has to be said that the appropriate equipment and knowledge line is one hell of a caveat to the previous claim. Regardless, Clara also claimed that time travel is used regularly right now in 2018 and has been for decades, stating that the technology is used for military searches. 7 Greek time travelers. It isn't just the US military that is conducting secret ventures involving time travel, it would appear. In December 2017, an anonymous man claimed to have traveled to 3207 as part of a top-secret project by the Greek military. He would recount having served 6 years in the Greek services before receiving an invite in 2013 to advance his career by taking part in a secret project. The Greek military officer apparently spent 2 days in 3207, although he didn't give any further details. Interestingly, a similar story would come out of Greece only a month later. This time, the alleged time traveler had been a student when an unnamed professor offered him the chance to take part in a time travel experiment in 2008. 4. He accepted and was transported to the year 10,000. Like other time travel claimants on this list, he was able to return with a picture, shown above. The reason for the experiment was the knowledge of a war sometime in the future between humans and artificial intelligence. 6. William Taylor. Another story that received considerable coverage, albeit briefly, was that of William Taylor, who claimed in January 2018 to have been part of a top-secret British intelligence project for almost 2 decades. Perhaps disturbingly to some, Taylor would state that in 8973, the year to which he travelled, humans were gone, replaced in favour of a part human, part robot species that enjoys eternal life. Although he managed to obtain several pictures of this future world, when he returned to 2005, they were confiscated by UK intelligence services. Taylor also revealed several other interesting pieces of information, including that time travel has been available to governments of the world since 1981. What's more, in addition to the ability to travel through time, they have the ability to travel between dimensions and timelines. The technology is the result of recovered UFOs that have been reverse-engineered. Incidentally, he would also state that knowledge of time travel will be made public in 2028. Keep that date in mind for a moment. 5. Noah Novak travels to the future and the past. Not only did Noah Novak travel from the year 2030 to 2070, but he met himself 40 years older. 6. And then both Novaks travel to the year 2018, where they would speak about their adventures. In a list of wacky claims, this incident is perhaps the first to be dismissed by even the most open-minded enthusiasts of time travel. However, that being said, perhaps it is worth noting some of the predictions the Novaks offered regarding life over the next decade or so. Apparently, come 2020, we can look forward to another 4 years of Trump presidency, as he wins a second term in office. The following year in 2021, an explosion of AI will take place all over the planet and will not show signs of slowing down once it begins. And by 2028, the first manned mission to Mars will successfully take place. Perhaps most interesting of all, though, are the claims of the Otherworld event of 2028. Like William Taylor said, the world will be introduced to the realities of time travel 2 years before the 2020s sign off. 4. Time-traveling alien from 6491 gets stuck on Earth. In a claim with a bit of a further twist from your bog-standard time travel story, James Oliver declared in January 2018 that he was from the future, the year 6491, and was now not only stuck in the past, to him, but he was also stranded on Earth, with his home planet being in a distant solar system. 7. According to Oliver, he had traveled to Earth on a scientific mission. However, a super blue blood moon had caused significant malfunctions with his ship, and the time travel transmission was interrupted and broken. It is unclear if Oliver has any options open to him in terms of getting back to not only his own place in time but also his home planet. He stated, "I could be here a few more days, I could be here a few more years, decades, centuries. I really don't know." He did, however, reveal some vague details of the future awaiting humanity on Earth, which is about to go into one of the most important phases of its history for the next several hundred years. 3. Former Soviet Georgian travels to 9428. A man from the European country of Georgia, who preferred to withhold his name, stated that he traveled to the year 9428. 8. According to the unnamed time traveler, His account has its roots back in 1987, when Georgia was part of the Soviet Union. Like all the other Eastern Bloc countries of the Soviet state, Georgia was active in secret Soviet scientific experiments and investigations. While the main drive behind these experiments was to make people's lives easier, some military experiments looked to finding new weapons, as well as injections that could make us superheroes from a man. Please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Have a great day.